here with senior linebacker Zac Walter to preview the 2019 football season. And as we sit here today, we have Media Day coming up tomorrow. But first thing, Coach Dabrico, I know, has talked about optimism he has for this season, and some of that's based on what he's seen from you guys this offseason. What do you believe has been accomplished since a lot of people saw you actually on the field last year, but during this offseason?
Yeah, well, we ended the season on a bad note, so I think that had a big deal, a big fuel for us to get going, early start. We started the week after our last game, so we came into this next season started at the beginning of that next week. We all know our expectations didn't meet them last year, so we used that to fuel for motivation. A lot of dedicated, hardworking kids we got here. Got some kids coming back, so it's definitely exciting.
Like you said, a tough run of things after winning the first 2 games of last season. What did you guys maybe learn through that process?
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of things didn't go well. I think biggest thing that I took away from it is we relied too much on certain different factors of our game, and that needs to change. We need to have a collective effort this year, be a team rather than relying more on this team, this special teams, defense, offense. Come more collective effort, and I think that's our main objective this year. So.
A lot of the 4 linebackers that have probably the most experience on this team, 3 are seniors, 1 is a junior. What kind of expectation does that level of experience create within your grouping?
Yeah, I know the coaches, us players, and even our supporters have high expectations of the linebacking core. And we're really going to try and take on more of a leadership role. We're all quiet guys, I'd say, so one main thing we got to work on is being active leaders, more vocal, on and off the field. I think that's something we really worked on and improved over the off season, leading into this season. So that's going to play a major role in our success. But like I said before, we're going to need a lot more than just our experience at linebacker to find some success this year.
Well, it seems like a lot of you guys are pretty close friends. What is that chemistry like? You guys obviously played a lot together on the football field.
Yeah, it sure helps out a lot, I'll tell you that. We've all been playing, 3 of us have been playing since JV ball our freshman year. We roomed together, we got a house together. So that chemistry is really unbreakable. It really helps, really shows on the field. You can know you do your job, the guy behind you got his job. It's just going to get done. So we really rely heavily on each other, and I think that really plays a big role in success on our defense.
And I think one of the comments that Coach Dabrico made was this is one of the best group of linebackers he's seen, and his scope of Concordia goes back quite a ways from the time that he played here too. But what does that mean when you hear him say something like that?
Yeah, it's definitely humbling. I'm not going to lie, it makes you proud, but there's a lot of outside factors that don't get mentioned. To have a great linebacker core, you got to have a great defense. Those big boys up front taking on blocks, filling holes, that makes our job easy. When you got secondary behind you, covering up, you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder. You can trust the guys around you to do their job, and allows us to do our job to make plays.
And the last time we saw this team was against Doane last year. The defense really did dominate the second half of that game, and a lot of those guys are back. What does it say about the potential maybe you have?
Yeah. It says a lot. We're going to be more experienced, faster, stronger. We lost the game, so don't believe in moral victories. But it showed some potential for our defense. If we can just be more collective as a whole team, we'll be a lot better.
You get a different level of perspective on the offensive side of this team going up against them in practice all the time. What strides have you seen there? Maybe you saw some during spring ball, but what have you seen from that group?
Yeah, so I'm not too sure, but trained up some stuff on offense, some strategies that play in our favor. Going to have some more experience up front, which is really key. We're a really young group up front. We got our returners, Durden. Jake Kemp's been throwing the ball around all summer. He's looking good. We got more quarterbacks behind him, more depth at running back with Jonah Wayne coming in too. And we got some good wideouts too. So, I mean, Brady Fitzke's coming back. We're looking good. I have a lot more confidence this year. So.
I believe it's been since 2015 that we've had a night game here in this stadium, so a lot of guys haven't experienced that. But what was maybe the excitement level of knowing that you get Doane right away in a night game at home to open the season?
Very excited. Never had one. Us group of seniors haven't had one since we've been here. We're stoked, especially since it's Doane. Anyone who's a Concordia fan knows what that game means to us, and have it being the first game home opener on our turf under the lights, it's something special. So we really look forward to being prepared for that, taking that into fall camp, the chip on our shoulder, and see what we can do.
And as we sit here again, it's the day before media day, and we'll get to see what the preseason polls say here pretty soon. But probably a lot of people are going to think it's Morningside and Northwestern because they've been in those positions lately. But what have you noticed about playing those types of teams and what it takes to be on that level? Certainly it says something about the GPAC when you have the national championship team come out of the league like last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough conference. There's no saying otherwise, really. But we've played, us seniors have played these guys for 3 years now. We know what to expect. So one thing that's really key for us is communicating to the younger guys. Don't go into these games scared or frightened. Don't be intimidated. Just play your ball. Worry about your job and see what we can do.
I know when you tell people from around here where you're from, you can't just say you're from Lincoln, right?
That's right.
What is the differences? Which one would you rather take, Lincoln, Kansas, or Lincoln, Nebraska?
Lincoln, Kansas, all day, baby, all day.
A little bit smaller town, right?
Just a little bit, but hey, I got to stay in Lincoln, Kansas.
Well, how did you find out about Concordia, and what were the reasons that you chose to come here for college?
Yeah, so it's an interesting story. My sophomore year in high school, we came up as a team, my football team, to an 8-man camp up here, and really just played out. And Coach Winter, old coach here, I had some talks with him. He remembered me. So when senior year came around, there were just some different connections with Coach Weston Coombs. Played football with my brother at Auto University. So Coach Winter reached out to him, said, "Hey, can you get a hold of him?" And next thing you know, I was up here on a visit, and it's something about this place, man. I visited quite a few schools, other NAIA school and KCAC, no GPAC, but there's a winning mentality here, a winning culture. I love the coaching staff, love the people. It's definitely where I belong, and I'm glad I chose it.
And one more year left. What can you say about what it means to be a part of this football program here?
Yeah, it's definitely made me into a man for sure. It's taught me a lot of lessons that I think I would learn here rather than going somewhere else. And that just comes from the coaching staff, or seniors when I was a freshman, juniors when I was a sophomore. There's just a certain, I don't know, just mold you into a certain somebody here. By senior year, you're just ready to take on the outside world. So I pay a lot of respect to this program for helping